All right. Hi, Raph. We're here.
Eh,
Another Freaky Friday.
Yes. Hello, hello, hello.
So how has your week been?
Actually, it's been pretty productive. I spent the yesterday organizing my meditation room because it's been a dumping ground for a while. So I put that back together, and
Good.
yeah, and then just I I don't know why, but like spring cleaning energy. I spent some the whole day in the kitchen doing my stove and being like way too focused on my stove. So I'm like, it's an old
Ooh.
stove, and so I'm like scraping. I got the what are those things called? Uh the knives, razor blades, and like
Oh,
scraping all the stuff like so gently, and I was just like, yeah. So anyways, that's done.
good. Sometimes we need to have almost that mindless time of doing that. Like I used to love doing the meticulous stuff, and I can still
Love,
keep, huh?
love.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to love doing the meticulous stuff. My mom, I can hear my mom saying, that I could do something for hours and be quiet and do my own thing. And yeah, I loved getting into the little details of things. I think I lost a lot of patience in doing that. Not so much anymore.
I
But
don't know if I've ever loved it. I get focused and hyper fixated on it, and I will like. I don't know what it is, but like I will not allow myself to go to the washroom or eat, and I like just I need to get this done. So it's just like I don't think I love it, but I get hyper fixated.
yeah, well, there's that. And it depends on what it is too, right? Like I'm not I'm not a big keeping person. I mean, I try and have a neat place, but I'm no, I'm no domestic goddess in the least. But I know what you mean by hyper focused. And it's like, yeah, you don't want to eat, you don't want to go to the bathroom. For me, at least, I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, it's because I'm going to lose that thread of motivation to do it. I'm going to not know where to pick things back up again or whatever it's pertaining to. That's one of the reasons why I just want to keep going, that I'll sit there and I'll kind of do the wiggle, the toilet dance, or not even aware of it until it's almost time to burst.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the joys.
Oh, the joys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. I'm like, I used to be a house cleaner, and it was a lot of work because I was like a perfectionist, and so nope, there's still one little speck or one little thing, and just yeah. Anyways, I'm glad I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine that. I do that. It's like, being a cook or a chef. It'd be like, well, forget it. Then I would go home and I would not cook or do anything because it's like I do that for my job. So
Yeah.
frig off. I'm not doing it.
Well, my house used to be a lot cleaner than it is now because I would go and do my house cleans and hyperfixate, and then I would come home and still be in that mode and hyperfixate and get my whole house done. Um, that's why I
That's
was so skinny
productive.
back then, maybe.
Sheesh. Need to know the formula of that one.
I
But
don't know.
anyways, that aside, so there's a lot of energy happening right now. I don't know if anyone else is feeling it. Raph and I were just talking about before we popped on camera. We do have a full moon happening tomorrow, so there's that. That can definitely make a big difference in how our energy is. So
Mhm.
if that's you, it's an awareness. So now that you know, sometimes it's nice to know the reason for things, you know, not to make it a total excuse, but yeah. Anyways, it's funny because it's full moon in Virgo. Okay. So Virgo is all about, doing things and, lists and writing things down and being meticulous. And look at you being all meticulous today.
Ugh, yeah. Go away, full moon.
Can we blow it away?
Exactly. I usually just snap it or flick it away.
Yeah. If only it could be that easy.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were going to talk about affirmations and what else?
Yeah. Well, I know some people, they balk at the idea of affirmation. So I like to also think of them as mantras because I think it's a powerful way of just reactivating your intentions of trying to be in the right vibration and mindset for whatever it is. Like we talked ages ago, and I said something about everything's golden, and then I'm like, I want to write that down. So I have a piece of glass on top of my desk. I have and I use it as with my wipe, and I'll write on it all the time. So I'll write affirmations. I'll stick them on. I'll even do it on the mirror, even though it kind of mirrors and mirrors and mirrors and looks weird. I know it's there. So every time I look at it, I would read it and I would think it and I would feel it. And yeah, I think mantras and affirmations are super important. What about you?
Yes, I'm curious. I have my own personal energy that, especially like now, is like really kind of popping up. But I'm curious, like, why is it so important to you? Like, why? What is it that you're trying to shift with that?
Well, I mean, it's not even something I consciously think of going, this is important to me. It's just for me, the repetitiveness of having something that reminds me of how amazing life is, how grateful I am, and how much I want something. I need that reminder. And having words that not only I can read them, I can say them, I can hear them back. Those are three times the volume, three times the energy that I put into it. So yeah, I can't even remember what your question was, but did I
Okay.
answer?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. So, like for myself, um, it's been a hard, realistically, it's been a hard couple of years, and especially this year has just been, very, very difficult with a lot of things. And, you when you've been kicked and just like it's really hard to get back up sometimes. And, with losing people and things that you cannot change. And you have to find comfort in the energy of knowing that they're gone from this world, and it's difficult to accept. And so, and it really has impacted me on all levels, losing so many people all at once. And it's, I thought that I had a handle on understanding logically, okay, well, it's just take each day, be patient, so on and so forth, and you get through this eventually. And I still believe that. The last 2 days, I've really, like, something has come over me where it's like I'm really tuning into my mind chatter, and it's not healthy at all. And I'm like, unfortunately, like I want to help, I want to be of service, and so on and so forth. I'm not at that stage right now because I need to overcome this energy that has overtaken, and it's pretty freaking negative. And I'm being completely honest with the way I'm feeling right now with that. um we all experience these times in our lives.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, and so that's why I'm not working right now, I'm not doing readings professionally, I'm not doing all that because I know I need time to mourn. And but I really tuned in. Sorry, long story, I'm going to try to make it short now.
Fine.
um long story short is the last 2 days, I've really started paying attention because, a lot of times we think, or we have this mind thing going on, voices, and we never really tune in, but it really does affect us. And yesterday and today, I've really tuned in, and I'm like, it is toxic in my brain. Like I hear, maybe kids or noise or this or that, and everything is just like, leave me alone. I'm tired. I won't get into it, but it's just like today I made, I'm sorry we talked about this like last week, what we were going to do, but it's beautiful because I made a pact with myself today that I am going to, every time I'm I'm always hyper aware of who I am. And I want to always, take steps to better myself energetically, not only for me, but everybody around me. And so every time I have a negative thought or words, I'm shifting it. Is like, to I love this, or, it's okay. I'm sending out love to myself to whatever enhance. Sounds weird, but anyways, and affirmations, I'm going to start writing down. So I'm going to start paying attention to everything negative going on in my head. And I'm going to start writing it down in my little booklets or a book. I'm not much of a journalist or journaling, but I need to, what was told to me is shift the energies of this thought, because it becomes habits. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to try to shift it into a positive. And so sometimes it's about actually doing something in order to shift the energy to take that step forward.
Oh
Sorry,
yeah.
I tried to make it
Yeah.
short, and I'm still, like I said, like it was yesterday and today that I really became hyper aware of what is actually happening in my brain and my heart and my being.
Yeah. Well, and I feel for you, my friend. I really do. It's not easy, but I think it was important for you to say that, not just for yourself, but because other people are going to be feeling that too. You
Hopefully it
know,
makes sense because
you're
I'm
not
like,
alone.
blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. But it's exhausting, and I know because I haven't gone through the same thing as you have, but we all have our personal things. And even
Mhm.
this last summer, I literally spent, oh my god, freaking out, to okay, let that go, let's reframe it, oh that's better, and then just back and forth and back, and that takes a shit ton of energy to do that. And then you wonder why at the end of the day you're so exhausted, and yet you're like, I didn't really do anything today. I didn't really physically do it, but I'm tired and I don't want to be around anybody. But it takes a lot of work. And I think it's important that people know that it might seem fluffy to just go, oh, reframe your thoughts, but it's work. It really, really is. And it's worth it. It's
Yes.
worth the work.
Yes.
That's
And
the
it
important.
is, like, well, it's really easy to say, reframe your thoughts, redo this. Well, just don't do that. And, it's like you have to make almost like a soul contract or a pact with yourself, your soul, your being. And okay, what have I done to shift these energies? And if you're honest with yourself, well, maybe not very much. Like I'm consciously trying to shift. So I have been eating like crap since everything has happened.
Mm.
And I have been binge watching Netflix and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to go for a walk. I don't want to do this. I just want to hibernate. I want to go into my cocoon and just sleep. And that's a coping mechanism, and you have to honor all that. But now
Mhm.
it's like, it's for me, for myself, is it's go time. So what can I do? So I've started doing, my smoothies, and I've started, okay, I bought some apple cider vinegar. I used to do that, and it does kind of, energetically help. And because I drink it with hot water, and going for walks, doing the small little shifts, because now I feel for myself, I need to do the go time, not for everybody else and their needs and wants, but for my being.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The small things are the big things. They
Mm-hmm.
really are. They build on each other, and so important. But I mean, you're also not just dealing with whatever, and life is stressful. You're grieving times infinity. You know what I mean? So you we have to honor that, right? And Tammy said that too. I showed it, but you were talking. Hi,
Oh,
Tammy.
sorry. Let me
Oh,
put
and she
my eyeballs
don't be
on.
sorry. Do not be sorry. And then she says, "Thank you for being open and sharing. I feel that you need to honor your anger about it. It's a feeling as well. Sadness is too. How human of you." I love that,
That's
Tammy. I love
beautiful.
that. Yeah,
And
and
I,
it's so true, right?
yeah, and I didn't touch on, the anger, but yeah, I am uber angry, and I don't know what to do about that because I've always been afraid of my anger because I'm a Scorpio and I'm a firecracker in the past, like just with whatever, right? Like, and I never ever, lashed out at people or this or that, but it's just like I could be a volcano. And
Mm,
so I've always, like, I've learned and I've learned to, but it's like, okay, you're here, you're afraid to express this, and to what end? And so anger is a huge, and I need to find, that's another thing that has been coming up with all this. I need to find honor in my anger.
yeah.
And
Anger is it's not a bad emotion.
it's not. No, it's
You
not. But
know?
I need to, I think I don't understand a lot of my emotions right now. So it's like it's
Of
coming to
course
terms,
not.
and it's understanding the anger, understanding all that kind of stuff. And yeah, a
Tammy
good
has
girl
three
doesn't,
kids.
like, it's hard because it's like a girl doesn't, express anger, and you don't want to be, this. So it's all the, things that people put on you for having emotions too. And especially when, Lorraine and I are doing this, you don't want to come across as this horrible, angry person. I'm not, but I'm angry also.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I hear
love
you.
that.
Mhm.
Climb a mountain and scream, dance, get it out. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. But
Like,
yeah, I mean, at least you're not holding your anger back. Because I think, I mean, we temper it down a little bit, but you are acknowledging it at least.
oh
That
yeah.
is a big thing. It's when we push it down that it's going to erupt like a volcano. But to be able to express it, even to just talk about it can help, take the pressure off a teeny bit. But yeah, anger has a lot of energy behind it, whether it's cognitive thinking about it or whether it's physical or both. And I think it's an important emotion to be able to act out in a safe way, right?
Hmm.
This is where, they say punching pillows and stuff like that. But like I think of, and this is totally not the same as what you're going through, but when I used to have fights with my ex, um, I'd be so frustrated that, couldn't really do anything. And just the reason for the argument was just beyond me. I was blindsided by this thing that happened weeks before that I didn't even know about. And I would get so frustrated that I'm telling you, that's the time that I would taking it back full circle, I would clean my house. I had so much I needed to move. I needed to do something. And I would always get a really organized house. So maybe that's
There
but
we
we don't always need to do that. So what's Tammy
go.
saying here? I think you're trying to handle things the normal way you usually do. Anger is not a normal feeling, so you got to look at it differently. Yes and no. I think anger is a normal feeling. It really is. It's just sometimes anger is seen as inappropriate or overboard. Like we've all had experiences, right? Like I have most of my adult life with this other person was based on, there was a lot of anger, you know,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily at me, but it was just part of our pretty much daily life.
Yeah, the energy. Can you put Tammy's thing up again so I could see? Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I agree with you, Tammy, with that. Like for myself personally, very intuitive of you. Like I'm trying to handle things a normal way that I normally do.
This is totally different.
This is yeah, and I do have to look at it differently, and it's like it's something completely brand new to me, and I think it's just I've handled like the grief, and I was doing pretty good with losing the last four people, and this one has just thrown me for a loop, and it's like I can't do it the same way that I did with my other ones, and
Yeah.
that's really throwing me for a loop.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
grief is so different.
yeah.
Grief is personal to who the person is you lost.
Mm-hmm.
There's grief of the, and yet we have that logical of, we're not meant to outlive some of the people in our lives, right? But when it comes down to people we choose to be in our lives, that makes it tough. Makes
Yeah,
it
it
tough.
sure does. Yeah, yeah.
So this is why it's nice to have people to talk to about it. Have affirmations and mantras, like even an affirmation that says, I know my life's a shit show right now, but I'm doing my best.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe that helps for somebody, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think my affirmation is going to be like, through the hard times, I will express all feelings with love.
I
And,
love that.
and with expressing it with love, I'm being filled with love at the same time. And, yeah. And, I'm really starting to really start paying attention, even more. And, right before the live, the words came to me is I had to Google it because I'm like, well, what does that mean? Completely. Be translucent came to me. And, I kind of, I understand be translucent, but what does it mean like in everything that I'm doing? So, be clear, be open, be the lights, even through like, even if I'm experiencing the dark, still, with being translucent, I'm being open to allow more light into my life and
Hmm.
all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and I like that. It's to me, it's similar to be transparent, except translucent to me, it's a different energy. It's that you don't have to be fully open and vulnerable, but you can share what you need to, or what other people need to see in you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So I think I'm going to write that on my bathroom mirror, translucent, and, I'll come up with it, but find the affirmations, pay attention to your mind chatter and
Hmm.
your reactions. We have a lot of internal dialogue, some of us, and I think it's being hyper aware of that and making the shifts where they need to, because sooner or later it's going to start affecting, like it's affecting me, my stuff that's in there right now. And I want to shift it, right? And so it's like I'm going to hyper fixate on the stuff that is being worded in my head, because
You need
that's
to
not who I am.
get in there with a little razor blade and
I
like you
might,
did
and
with the
some
stove.
vim and
Not
some
literally.
things.
Watch
Yeah,
what we say, people.
yeah. I'll
Yeah.
bring my lighter,
Ah,
blow it all up.
but it's so true, that mind chatter. We often we dismiss it, and yet it's still there whispering in the background, right?
I wasn't even aware of mine. It's just like, right? And it's like, it happens so fast. And like today, I am like, holy frick, Raph, you're toxic right now. That's
Mhm.
gross. I don't even like my own company.
Yikes. Yikes.
Ackers.
Yes. Oh, Rachel's here. Hi, Rachel. She
Hi,
says,
Rachel.
anger can be a gift. There's some good books on that. Got to recognize, affirm it, and then transform it. Love you, sister.
I love
Nice.
it. So smart. Thank you.
Yeah, I think any awareness of your emotions is a gift because you get to choose that. Is this something I want to keep in me? Do I want it to physically affect me? Or is it something I want to release? And what can I replace it with?
Exactly.
You can't just release something. You need to replace it. You have to fill that void. Otherwise, something will come in unaware. So,
yeah, and I'm like personally, like I'm aware I need to walk through this freaking whatever it is that I'm going through, like the freaking mud or the forest fire. You know, like you have to experience it. You need to face it in order to be able to overcome it, or else it's just gonna stink back in the future.
yeah, that's the trick there. Okay,
Yeah.
Rachel's saying it sounds cliche, but all of the big thinkers would say that under anger exists fear and sadness. So it makes
It's true.
perfect sense that it's connected to grief.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then
Absolutely.
there's definitely, I love that.
I
And
love
then
it.
Tammy says, I think you're leveling up, new growth going on, something in it for you to hear. Oh, tough stuff. Yeah. Yeah. But it's very true. It's very true.
I love the insights. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know, it helps me. So I'm grateful, and I'm sorry to blah 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 about myself right now, but I was
Well,
told to be
let that go.
translucent, so here we go.
Let that go. See, the whole reason for you to have said it was so that people can share their light and their wisdom about it too.
Yes, and I'm very grateful. Very beautiful words and wisdom.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like that Hawaiian practice, Ho'oponopono. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's it's kind of a mantra in itself. I'm sorry. It's like four things. I'm sorry. Um, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you.
Mm. I like.
And it's just a practice of that forgiveness and that awareness, right? Being allowed to be vulnerable. So
Mm.
I'm
You,
sorry, forgive me, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And you can, that is a mantra you can say, right?
nice. I'm gonna have to get you to text that to me because I remember nothing.
Okay. All right.
I like that
Yeah.
because you know you have to be vulnerable in order to heal. Also, I feel. Yeah.
Well, you can't heal if you're clenched and you're like, "Ugh," to it. You have to be open, and it's not easy. Sometimes you need someone to pry your hands away and just be like, just take it. That's where friends come in handy.
Only if or you might get a punch in the face if they're not ready. Just saying.
Pays to be quick and small.
Yeah. Not saying I was gonna punch you. I just might not answer the door.
Uh, so I thought maybe we could shift the energy and pull some cards. What do you say? Who wants a card? Anyone? Anyone want
Actually,
a
let's
card?
start a card. Sorry, yeah, that was pretty stupid heavy. And
It was necessary.
it was.
Dude, how
Um,
do you feel now? Besides judging yourself that you talked about it. Let that go, girl.
okay, shake it off. Um, I'm curious how everybody's week was. And I love that the what is it? A full moon's coming up. When?
Tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
like
Interesting.
4:30 p.m. No, a.m. Pacific time.
Okay.
Ooh, this card flipped out.
Oh,
10 of
nice.
Pentacles.
I love it. And so
Yeah.
that's for everybody here. So what's the insight on that?
Well, the insight on that is if these aren't the good times right now, trust that they're coming and remember the times in the past that were good because
Beautiful.
that's a reminder there is more. There's more coming. And tens can be about completions as well. So maybe some of this crappy energy is ending finally. So some light can finally get in.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. So what do we have here? Rachel says, as you know, I had a crazy serendipitous universe holding my feet to the fire kind of week. Oi, oi, oi.
Mm.
Deep breath.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, you are releasing full moon. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. And then a week of resistance makes 1 week.
Mm.
Yeah, that takes a lot of energy to resist something. And as the Borg say, resistance is futile.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah.
Very good
And
insights.
and this full moon, now and I'm going to look it up in my little book. This full moon, because it's in Virgo, it's about lessons learned, cramped style, pushing through dramas and seeing the bright side. So it's perfect timing. Perfect timing. To just really start releasing all of that, the anger and the anxieties and anything that's upsetting, because it's not just you, it's not just me, it's definitely a collective energy that's going on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I think it definitely is a collective energy.
Yeah.
So 2 cards fell out here. So signs.
Mm.
See that?
Yeah.
Okay. So the universe has been gently nudging you forward by revealing to you signs and signals. Ah, me and my voice or vocabulary. Synchronicities. I can't pronounce that word right now. This word.
Synchronicities.
Thank you. And so it's been, it's about not completely like focusing on self, but being aware of self and where the growth and where the healing and where, the nurturing can come in. And, not just for myself, it's like for all of us as a collective, pay attention to those energies, those signs, and listen to the universe's beautiful, gentle nudges of allowing things to shift and being aware of that. And then the next card was this one, Visions.
Vision. Mm.
Yeah. And then it's trusting your ability to create the vision in your soul. And so, kind of what we've been kind of talking about, right? And, it's up to us to allow and allow ourselves to blossom and grow from these things, these difficult times, and to allow those gentle nudges and shifts.
Yeah, I love it. Good messages.
Mm-hmm. Okay, ready?
Sure. What's happening?
I don't know. Are we going to do some readings?
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm a little discombobulated myself. Tammy liked that. Oh no, I'm sorry. Correction, she loved that.
Ah, nice.
Yes, let's do some readings. Tammy could use a card. Okay.
Okay.
Let's pull.
All right. Is there anything in particular, Tammy, that you would like to touch on?
Takes so long for the messages to come through.
That's okay. It gives me time to shuffle and pick up the cards that fall.
Even having a desk in front of us doesn't have to
No.
still go flying. Whoop. All right, so this card came up for you, Tammy. 9 of Swords. So this is definitely like the energy we've been talking about, but to me it feels like it's the end of times of worry for you. She's saying, I got anger as well as difficulty seeing through it. Huh. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, that what I'm picking up is that it's coming to the end of that cycle of worry or fear or sleeplessness. And I think the key is to realize that you know, the good thoughts are coming in and definitely taking over and allowing you to focus on what's right is the word that's coming to me. To focus on what's right. Like, because to me, there's this balance of what's right and what isn't right. It's not saying the other thing's wrong. Yeah, that's
Nice.
it.
I love it. Yeah, so that was a water energy right there, right? That you picked? Oh,
Air.
yeah, okay.
Well,
So
I
emotion.
mean, swords is air, but I mean, if you were picking up water, water is emotion. So,
Yeah, I was seeing a lot of water in the back, so I don't know. Or is that just my eyesight?
well, it's hard to see in the card, anyways. But yeah, it could be water.
Yeah,
I don't know, or sky, or I don't know what it is. It's whatever you want it to be.
there we go. Okay. All right, so I got water spirit manifesting dreams for Tammy.
Mm.
And the energies I'm picking up from that is the energies of to me it's like things have finally energetically fallen into place. So it's like it's what's the energies that are coming to me? So it's like after a move and you've packed everything up and it's been transported and it's been moved into the house. So you have everything that you need, but now it's just unpacking each box, each item, and putting them into their special places that is going to be your forever home. And so it's a good thing. And it's but I'm really hearing take the time, have the patience, and take the opportunity and don't rush yourself to just get things done. It's like you're creating this beautiful new place within self soul being. And I just threw one crystal to go along with this card, and it is about releasing, and it's falling right into almost the center soul self in my board here. And so it's about releasing all these things and being able to clear it out and shifting through what is needed and what is no longer needed. So hopefully that resonates.
I'm sure it does because I don't know if you remember the conversation we had a couple weeks ago, but she ended up finding a place.
You never
Remember
told
she
me that.
was looking? Well, I just found out on Monday when she came to my
Oh,
other live.
congratulations.
Yeah.
I didn't
Well,
know that.
it's not my story to tell, but anywho.
Oh, that makes me happy.
Yeah,
Good.
I know. And I was like, oh, is it the place that we were talking about? It was a different place, but but yay, I'm excited.
Oh,
Excited
good.
for her.
I love
Yeah,
that.
so let us know how that resonated. Yeah, and then so she says it's interesting that I understand it. I did buy a new house. Woo woo.
Good. Congratulations.
Love
I
it.
love that.
All right, Rachel would love a card or two. Two for the price of one.
There we go.
Two for the price of none, actually. Oh. All right. What do you need to know about Rachel? Woo! I just got a spinning sensation. That's way too many cards. More, please. I've had a spinning sensation since before we started here, so it's not coming from you. I never usually have any questions, she says. Yeah, that's good. Just be open to receive what you need to know, and I know you are. All right, 3 came out for you. Card or 2 or 3 or 4? First card that came out is the 6 of Wands. So remembering to celebrate even the little things that you've accomplished. It's okay to stand out. It's okay to be excited about something, even when it doesn't feel like you should, or if other people around you might think it's not appropriate. We don't always have to celebrate out loud and proud. We can do it inwardly. We can stand in the bathroom and go, right? It's okay. It's okay to do that. The next one that came is the Ace of Wands, and it came upside down. So it feels to me like grounding the thoughts and the feelings that you've been having, grounding them, taking them away. Um, that's not the wording I want to use. The words aren't coming. It just feels like anything that's happening, all the thoughts that are coming into you right now, it's easier than you think to release them. That's what I'm picking up from this. And then the last one is the Queen of Cups. So trusting that you're in flow with your own emotions, allowing yourself to feel what you're feeling. This is a confirmation that all those thoughts you've been saying to yourself to perk yourself up, to make yourself feel better, it's right. It's valid for you. All right. That's what I'm getting for you, Rachel.
Beautiful. I like it. So I was shuffling the deck and no cards were coming out whatsoever. And so I'm like, okay, it has to be crystal. So I did a crystal and it's moonstone and I casted it and I don't know. I need a better system here. So I didn't fall within the circle. So this is something I'm feeling is being avoided right here. So now back to me and you. It landed on the outskirts of romance and work. And so it's something that's, it's like you need to really start taking priority and romance of self. And so not like, you know, like, oh, partnership romance or anything along those lines. You need to fall back in love with your being and who you are and what you do and what resonates with self. And so you need to fall back in love with the energies of your beautiful being and how you partake in life and not how other people want you to partake in life is what I'm picking up with that. And so you need to fall back into the magic of who you energetically are and not suppress it. And then after that, I picked this card flew out finally after I did the crystal. And so Wild Rose Fairy Love 47. And so it is energetically. So it's not necessarily universe. I'm feeling more land energy. And so that could be, you know, the fairies, that little, you know, those sparks in energetic areas. It's hard. So like, Rich, I don't know if you believe in fairies, and I don't think we've actually spoken about that, or like little sprites. And so it's just like find the whimsical in life again. And so when you start allowing those energies, those sprites are gonna have a lot of fun, and you guys can co-create with each other.
I love that.
Just what came to me.
So her response was, remember who I am. And then she said, remembering, yes, more than just a mom and a partner.
Yes.
And then she says, little people.
Oh, there we go. The littles. Yeah.
The littles. Hello, Shannon. Welcome here. And Tammy, oops, where did it go? It jumped. Tammy said, thank you, ladies.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. So she says, forest people from our culture, they bring gifts from nature. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
It is. I agree, Tammy. That was good. I enjoyed that. All right. Would anyone else like a card while we are here pulling cards? Yes, they played tricks. I think they do that when they remind me of ravens, because ravens, they're so smart, and they they watch. And if you're doing something not right, they remember. They'll come back and they'll trick you and tease you. And yeah, sort of, I don't know why that came up. It's so funny. I'm just randomly pulling card, like shuffling. That's one of my thing now. And then this card came up again, 9 of Swords. So it's like, yeah, I'm done with all of this heaviness and energy. Please bring in what I need. And a conversation I was having earlier today, it was like, and it's funny because it's a business conversation, but these are the people I do business with. It was about the unknown angels, and that there's this book, and I can't remember the name of it, but it talks about the unknown angels that don't really have a title and are sitting there and they're bored because they don't have any work, because they're not an archangel, they're not archangel so and so and this and that. But we can call on the unknown angels, and we can call on them by just saying that and ask them for assistance in anything. And all it takes is to just call on them, because we have free will. They're not just going to come in and help. But if you literally speak it or think it and invite them in, you don't need to know the details. You don't need to know that they help with this or they help with that. It's just being open to asking for help. That in itself can be a big thing for a lot of people, to just be able to ask for help.
Yeah, no, it's really, I took an angel course with Master Nona. I don't know, God time, not last week and the weekend before. And it was amazing. And working with angels and the archangels and, personal guides and all that. And it's just, it's invite them into your life. And you do, if you take the time and you sit and you ask them to, you call them in and then you ask them, can you please come to my right side and touch my arm? And you'll feel a shift. And so it's just like, you can ask them, let me know that you're here. Where are you? Right. I want you to, be on my left side and, feel, I want to feel you on my shoulder and so on and so forth. It's amazing.
That's really cool. I love that. It's having that. And it's also an inviting in the unperceivable, right? Because we're taught to not believe in this stuff. So, okay, so let's see. Self-reflection card. Yeah, I guess that could kind of be a self-reflection card.
That's
definitely.
Smart. Yeah.
She's reflecting on the palms of her hands.
Geez, Tammy should be on here live with you. Come on.
On with us. What do you mean? With us?
And
so Shannon's saying, I believe I've been called for a card.
Beautiful. Well, let's do it.
All right. Let's do it. And anyone else who wants one who hasn't had one yet, I'm not going to ask again. Yeah. Pop it in the chat.
With Shannon, I'm feeling like there's a lot of paperwork around her.
And meanwhile, I'm pulling 4 cards. Okay,
there we go.
I'm not going to read all 4 cards. Sorry, Shannon. I'm going to pick the very first 2 that I got. I'm picking 2. First one is the 3 of Wands. So no more sitting in the sidelines, dreaming and scheming. It's time to take action. There's no perfect wave. There's no perfect time. The only perfect time is when you decide to step into action. You get to decide. You're in control. Because you are the magician. You are the creator of everything in your life that helps you take action. And you can choose to I just got distracted because I thought I saw an orb flying in your camera there, Raph, on your right side.
Sometimes they do that. Well, yeah. I called in my angels, right, to touch me. So
there you go. Or we can debunk it and say it was cat hair flying. Who
It could have
knows?
been. It could have
We'll
been.
have to look back, but I like to think it was, yeah. So yeah, this is definitely your energy, Shannon. I hope you love that. She goes, sheesh, if that isn't a message. She says, I either need to clear some blocks or I'm missing a message. I feel confused.
So
Okay, well, here, I gave you some help there. So Raph, you're up next.
yeah, so Shannon, I feel like there is a lot of changes going on in your life right now, and there's a lot of things that need to be kind of sorted out. Like, just kind of, I see an image of you sitting on the floor and just sorting through papers, and it's almost like splitting energies up. So I don't know if there's big changes going on in your life right now, but it's taking the time to sort is one of the big messages that is just coming to me. And then I pulled this card, Dragonfly Spirit. And so it is what I'm being told is trust in the process. Don't overthink things, allow things to kind of happen. Do the things that you need to do to just keep on moving forward and, putting in that effort of, head down, getting things done is good. It's not going to be complete. It's not a fun time right now for that. For life, it's about sorting, and so, but it's not going to last forever. I feel like it's going to be tops a month of that energy, and then things are going to clear. Things are going to not to get too deep into things, but just be finalized if that makes sense to you. So you have a lot of spirits. Just know that things are going to get easier and better.
Wow.
But until then, it's sorting.
There you go. And she says, I've had some changes and feel more are to come. Yeah. And it's so funny when you first showed that card, there was this bubble with a thumbs up that came up, and I've never seen that before. I don't know if this is a new thing. If someone did a thumbs up and it popped, but it was just on your side. Yeah. Weird stuff going on.
I like weird stuff.
So she says, yes, it makes sense. Get my ducks in a row. Thank you.
Yeah. And just know, yeah. Just don't fall into like this is going to last forever. It's just you're going to get the job done energetically, is what I feel, and then it's on to bigger and better. So just remember that when you're in the process of it.
Mm-hmm. And I want to say about this, get my ducks in a row, makes it sound like you have to plan and do this and that. And I know I've said this before, but in nature, you never see a mama duck waiting for all her baby ducks to line up so she can cross the road. She just F's off across the road and all her ducks follow. So I really feel like it's even taking a little action step, it's going to open up more and momentum and action again and things. Yeah, I think that will make a little more sense. So
I don't have ducks. I got squirrels.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
I think I have ducks and squirrels and geese.
Yeah. All my squirrels are drunk.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, this was a lot of fun and a lot of clearing some energy, and everybody enjoy that full moon tomorrow. Enjoy it as much as you can. If it's uncomfortable, you just have to trust it.
Yeah.
What's that? What do you got? Raven spirit.
Yeah.
Truth. Love it.
So this is the energy for this week I pulled for the, collective, the people here, is listen to your truth and be truthful with self and your emotions and your surroundings. And yeah. 3, 4. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Change coming. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we can't resist change because it's always happening. you know. I think it takes more energy and it makes us weaker, you know, like Rachel was
Rachel.
talking about earlier, you know. Um, it's definitely important to sometimes you just got to go with the flow a little bit. Just go with the flow. I know it's weird energy. I'm feeling it too, and it is what it is. Find something fun to do in the meantime. It doesn't all have to be work, right? Let it be what it's going to be. We don't know how long we got on this planet, so we got to enjoy what we can when we can.
Oh,
All right,
there's
everybody.
so much stuff in this world, and it's like, where are you going to put energy? You still have to deal with stuff, so yeah.
Yep,
The
very
beauty.
true. All right, everyone. Thanks for being here. Take care of yourselves and we'll see you next week.
And thank you for your insights, you guys. That was beautiful.
All right. Toodaloo.